Hey y'all, 2-year anniversary of ScottieDTV, and I want to start out by telling everybody that subscribes to my channel and watches my videos. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Hope you all have enjoyed what I brought you so far, and I'm really looking forward to what I think I can bring in the future. This summer is going to be great. I got a feeling. Some really good contacts, as you can already see, some cool stuff popping off, and the rest of the summer shouldn't disappoint. But today what I want to do is I wanted to bring you my car. I've had a lot of people request it, and from those of you that follow my channel, hopefully you understand that, you know, it's not about my car, it's about hot rods. I've got a 2008 Mustang GT. I bought it new. It is my pride and joy. But the cars that I shoot are, you know, they're heads and tails above my car. I drive my car every day, and, you know, it's just hard to keep one as nice as the stuff I usually look at, and as hard as I scrutinize one, it's just been hard for me to shoot one. And of course I don't want it to come across as bragging, hey, look at me, look at the hot rod I got. So I hope y'all don't think that, but there has been a lot of requests for it, and you know, it's all about making y'all happy. So that's what we're going to try to do today. Like I said, it's a 2008 Mustang GT. I bought it new in 2008. They dealer traded it in for me, so it had right at 200 miles on it. Before I even got the car, I had been on a website. I don't want to mention the name of the tire and wheel company, but I'd been on a website, a popular website that sells tires and wheels, and had already ordered the tires and wheels for the car. So I don't want to say when I brought it home, because I ended up having to drive on them for a week because the wheels were on back order, blah blah blah. But the dealer traded the car in for me, made me a deal, and I'm glad. You know, like I said, it's an awesome hot rod to me. And again, don't take that as bragging or boasting, but just as a review of the 2008 Mustang GT. I've had Roush springs put in it. I'm running 19-inch tires on it all the way around, and you know, I drive it every day, and it's not. I mean, it's not harsh. It's not. You know, it handles well. It performs great, but it's not something you dread climbing into every day and going somewhere. I really enjoy driving the car. Like I tell people, I love to drive my car. I just wish I didn't have to drive my car. And when I first bought it, it was a garage queen. When I first bought it, that was the idea. Times were a little bit better than they are now, but when I first bought it, you know, I didn't put very many miles on it. I kept it in the garage. I had something else I drove. I kept it clean all the time. And like I said, things have changed, and I lost my second vehicle there. It laid down on me, and I couldn't afford to replace it, so I had to start driving this every day. And it's not been, you know, like I said, outside of I just wish I didn't have to, it's not been a chore. You know, Ford designed them to be driven every day, you know, every man's car, and still today that's what the Mustang is. So little history on it. Born and raised in a Chevrolet household. Dad about disowned me when I bought a new Ford. This is the first one I bought, but at the time in 2008 I wanted rear-wheel drive V8 power, and I knew that I had to go with American. I didn't care to do that. I'm a veteran, so I like that aspect of it too. I guess that's, you know, probably the whole thing I was trying to get back to. I had Lexuses, and I've driven imports, you know, so I've had several cars, and you know, life is good in the front seat of a Lexus, I'll tell you that. But I just gotten to the point, like I said, where I wanted a hot rod, rear-wheel drive V8, and Chevrolet had been talking about bringing the Camaro back for a long time, and it hadn't come back yet. I like what Chrysler was doing, but I knew that wasn't going to work for me. And I always liked the 6970 Mustang, so you know, these were what I thought was really cool. And then at the time, Ford was willing to sell me the car for invoice minus rebate, which put the car in the mid-20s for a brand new, you know, sports car, new hot rod. And I just couldn't pass it up. So again, with all that, that's how I ended up with the 2008 Mustang GT. It's got the 4.6 liter in it. It was just a stock GT. It's loaded. It's got everything but navigation and Shaker 1000. It's got the Shaker 500. Shaker 1000 was a $1,300 option at the time. I listened to the two stereos, and I knew $1,300 should make it a whole lot better than that did. So I just didn't go with that option. And navigation, it was more electronics, and to me that was more things that could go wrong with it. So those are the two options I did not get, but I got everything else. Leather, automatic. It's an automatic. I got the headlight option on it. I've added what they call the bony pony to it. I've done that. Like I said, I've lowered it. I've not done any performance upgrades to it. Outside of cutting the mufflers out of it. I don't run any mufflers. I run straight pipes, and I am running a K&N air filter. Other than that, lowering it, I blacked out all the emblems. Did that myself. No big deal. It wasn't that big of a deal. All except for this rear one back here. I didn't do this one here. This is a billet. That's a billet. And while I'm back here, let me give a shout out to Sinorama in Knoxville at Franklin Square. They hooked me up with these license plate covers, and Steven and the guys over there been really good to me in helping me figure things out. So I want to give a big shout out to them. I'll put their contact information at the end of the video. So if y'all are looking for you know, stuff like that, promotional stuff for your channel or whatever, check with them, tell them I sent you, and they'll treat you right. They can ship to anywhere, I'm sure, online, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's the outside of the car. Take a quick look on the inside. I've not done a whole lot there either. I'm not about doing stuff over the top to begin with. And it's black, so you got to know that even though I try to keep it clean, you still end up with specks. I put the GT floor mats in it, and I added the carbon fiber dash panels, or, you know, kit to it. It's real carbon fiber. I don't know what company. I could find out if y'all are interested. But the reason I didn't go with the Roush kit on this was the Roush kit didn't cover much. And I'm a big fan of carbon fiber, and this one came with, you know, all of this. Even covers around the door locks. Came with the door sills. And really, there's no place on a Mustang that says Mustang. So when we held that panel up over there, because we did test it first, we weren't just like, yeah, that's going to look good, because we both, the guy that installed it for me and I, looked at each other and said, I don't know, we better look at that before we put it on. But when he held it up there, it said Mustang. It's one of the few places that does say Mustang, that and the door sills, and I just thought it was awful cool, so I had it put in. I guess some people will like it, some won't. I run a lot with the back seat down. That's where Quiz, you know, we go to car shows or whatever, and she goes with me. So there's nothing going on back there. One day, hopefully, I'll be able to get in a position where I can have Holcomb do a interior for me. I'd like to add turbos to it over a supercharger. The reason being is that you know, turbos are free. Supercharger takes power, turbos don't. And I got 300 horse, 200 and some horse at the wheels out of the hole. I really don't need any more than that coming out of the hole. I figure the turbo will start spooling up, giving me boost as I need it, and it should make the car really drivable. So one day I get some money, I'll do that. Something I want to show you back here in the trunk is a fender grabber. Yeah, it's dusty and dirty back here. It's where I carry all my stuff to car shows and all. I got some rags, some bottles, some stuff like that. But anyways, is this fender grabber thing. It's a trunk liner, and it's kind of like a rubber. If you know what fender grabber is, mechanics, you all know what fender grabber is. It's made out of that material, and that's a really nice addition to the Mustang. It keeps things from sliding around back there. Not flopping over, but sliding around. And I put that in when it was new. But other than that, everything else is pretty much stocked back here. And I know that you'll want to see under the hood. I'll be glad to show you here in just a second, but understand that I do drive it every day, so I don't keep the under the hood detailed. There's not going to be much to see under there. It's a 4.6 liter Ford, pretty much stock except for a K&N air filter. But let me readjust the camera. We'll get it turned down. I'll show you up under the hood. Like I said, it's dirty up underneath here. I'm not as proud as I could be of it, but you know, what are you gonna do? You drive it every day. We chase hot rods. Me and the Mustang are out on the road all the time chasing hot rods, so it gets dirty under here. And you know, like I said, one day hopefully I'll be able to get in a position where I don't have to drive it every day, and I don't have to have some of my buddies take it back to where I need it to be. And one of the things I'd like to do is put those carbon fiber valve covers on it. I think it would dress it up quite a bit. And of course, I'd like to do something with this radiator support cover and all that up here. Simple stuff, bolt-in stuff. But one day I would like to add the shaker hood to it too. That's another reason going turbo would be a plus, is that Celine does make a shaker hood supercharger, but with a turbo I think I'd be alright. I don't think I'd have to, it wouldn't matter whose turbo I used. I think I could have a shaker hood. So I may be wrong, but that's the hopes. But anyways, like I said, 2 years with ScottieDTV. Thanks so much, guys. Looking forward to the future. And, you know, one day, hopefully, y'all will be able to stand around and say, I remember him when, you know. And be able to show you hot rods of my own more than just the one I got here. But anyways, like I said, y'all requested it. I try to do what I can to make you happy. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good day. See ya.